It's episode 4 of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, and for you today, another 3 courses, including the brand new flight path. As we move on, the terrain changes. Still plenty of gates to be cleared with flags to be raised, so join us on the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. As we head into course 10, the man who first came here as a co-driver has now driven Mad Wolf along with co-driver Jamie Elms into 3rd overall on 6,500 points. 350 points separate a man who has been national champion but never won this event, Sam Thompson, and his sister Caitlin, firmly in 2nd on 6,850. Leading after 9 courses, the current national champion and a man who has won the event 3 times before, Scott Biggs, late replacement co-driver Tom Bearswell on 7,250 points. Course 1, the Midwest Helicopters flight path, is not so much as taking flight, but finding the right balance. He who stays on 2 wheels long enough takes the course win. Crowd pleasers last year with awards, Brent doing the driving and Michael the co. in their Wairarapa Diesel Services built Fukin buggy. They are wildcard number 1. So this is the father and son combination of the wards. Wairarapa Diesel Services are the sponsors. It's the father and son combination, and they are set to go. And all the teams will be watching this one because this is untrained territory. The idea is to flick the truck up onto 2 wheel and go as far as you can on those 2 wheels on the gridded flight path that you see painted on the grass. You can do as many attempts as you like in the 1 minute time limit. Let's see how we go with the wards. The longest attempt obviously will be counted and will change the meterage made into points at the end of this session. So far so good for the wardies. They've been crowd pleasers when they made their debut last time here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, and they're proving so again, and they're even more so now. They cement the reputation because over they go. Well, that isn't the object of the exercise, but they give it 100%. Have a look at it on the CowperTrucks replay. Just didn't quite get the balance point right. Here it is from a different angle, but they've made good distance. As I said before, all the other crews will be watching that with interest. So the recovery team quick onto the job and getting Fukin buggy back on all 4 again. Our second wildcard entry is Hijinks, driven by Neil Turner and Wade Alexander. A Cowper creation, the bright orange truck will be hard to miss. So let's see what Neil Turner can do here. Currently sitting in 5th position. After 9 courses, this is course 10, a further 3 to show you today. They're getting set to go. Remember, have a look at the DPS countdown. 1 minute is the duration on this course. They approach it from the other side of the ramp that flicks the truck up onto 2 wheels, and they've approached it with a bit of speed. You can do that, it means you get more attempts, and more attempts mean maybe more distance. The only reason we'll stop the truck inside the time limit is if it rolls over or it hits a peg. And that is exactly what Neil Turner's done. With 33 seconds to go, his run comes to a premature end. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay, and you'll see in this one the peg they hit as we take the onboard action as they turn into the bottom end of the course, and it's peg number 1. Because of the demise of his truck at this year's Nationals, Jared Biggs couldn't compete here. That opened the door for Sean Nicholson and Mike Ferguson in their Cowper truck Barry. Another combo on debut. So this is Barry. Sean Nicholson is the driver. Mike Ferguson is the co-driver. They've had a long discussion about this. It's not all about speed, it's all about distance. It's finding the balance point on the truck and then getting out onto that grid as far as possible. There's a graphic example of the meterage that is being asked of the driver. Back on board with them as they turn on the bottom end of the course, have another attempt. That was a much better attempt. You see the truck just teetering on the balance point. Still 20 odd seconds to go, in fact 25 seconds to go now. And have a look as we watch on this run. Each of those gates are worth 100 points, and so far, if you have a look on the elite scoreboard, this is a pretty good attempt from Barry and Sean and Michael. Now they're in a little bit of time trouble on the DPS countdown. Maybe not going to get another attempt in. 5 podiums and 3 wins here, and the current national championship marks Scott Biggs as one of the best. Joining him at the very last moment is Tom Bearswell as his co-driver, replacing Phil Walton.
So far so good, but we're currently reading 0 oil pressure, so we could be on borrowed time.
Oh wow, that's not what you wanted to see.
Yeah, no, we're just fingers crossed, see how we go.
Well, mate, all the best. Well, this is the Midwest Helicopters flight path, and ominous words there from Scott Biggs. One thing an engine really needs is oil pressure to lubricate the big LS Chevy. Away they go. Oh, and that was a pretty harsh landing for Smokey Joe. Remember, each of the pegs, clear one of the pegs, it's worth 100 points. Clear all 8 of them, and you're probably going to take out the win here. Oh, and another very harsh landing on the right side of the truck. 2 attempts down, and they're getting very close to half distance on the DPS countdown. Away we go, attempt number 3. And that one was a bit half-hearted, so it's a balance point on the track, and it's probably a balance point on the minds of the driver as well. Do you push that hard, or do you take it as slow as you have to? 10 seconds remaining, and I don't think there'll be another attempt here for Scott Biggs, and that is going to affect his overall situation. 300 points. Remember, he is the points leader going into this course 10. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay, and that was a very, very tough landing on the right front wheel and suspension componentry. From a different angle. A win here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge eludes him. Past national champion Sam Thompson must be a favourite. Sitting alongside him is his sister, Caitlin. What's your plan for Scott, Sam?
Oh, we definitely want to keep on his toes and put the pressure on him. We had a good battle throughout the season, so it'd be nice to put him in his place today.
Give us some thoughts on this one, because it's something a little bit different from the brainchild of Dan Cowper.
It's definitely different, and he's got his brain ticking, so just don't know how to approach it. Just, yeah, try something different to everyone else, I guess.
Well, mate, all the best.
Cheers, man.
So this is Midwest Helicopters flight path, and this may be the crunch at the top of the table, because coming into this round, Sam Thompson was sitting in second place. So let's see what he can do as he hits the ramp at speed, and he's got plenty of distance, but he's tipped it over, but that doesn't matter. You see the flags all up on the side of the grid, and I think that's worth around about 800 points, and that's what the elite scoreboard says as well. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. Yes, it's skated along on its side for a long, long time, and that just about cleared the course. Another look at it from Sam's point of view. Wow, that has changed things at the top of the table as we have yet another look at Sam and Caitlin Thompson going end for end, but doing a pretty good job of the Midwest Helicopters flight path. There it is, and that shows you the distance that was covered. And that is the objective of the exercise. Big crowd absolutely loving that. 3NZ means you've got some talent, and that certainly describes Craig Potter and co-driver Mike Hill. They're making their debut here in Money Pit. This is Craig Potter. We're looking right into his face. Had a different morning's progress, currently sitting in 9th place. Let's see what he can do here. Remember, it's about the time limit and it's about the distance. We saw that with Sam Thompson. A conservative approach here from Craig Potter. Everything, the only thing that stops you is you hit one of the pegs or you time out. 1 minute per course is the time limit. That was a pretty good run, and that's going to score him 700 valuable points, so that's right up there with Sam Thompson. He's been the furthest so far. Plenty of time on their side, and that one not as good, so Craig Potter has decided with plenty of time on his hands to call it quits. Mitch Caldo started his 4x4 career as a co-driver, but he's now in the driver's seat and joined by co-driver Jamie Elms and their CowperTruck Mad Wolf. So this is Mitch Caldo and Jamie Elms. They are currently 3rd overall. What can they do here? Can they go as well as Sam Thompson? Well, I think they can do even better. They get to the end of the course. You'll see from the other angle, all the flags are up, and that is 1,000 very valuable points for Mitch Caldo. Wait till we see the replay on this one. That is perfect from the word go. Still up, still up, still up. At the end of the course, they put it down because they're heading for the spectators. That is brilliant, brilliant stuff from Mitch Caldo and Jamie Elms. The perfect score. Russell and Glenn Hall are another combination making their debut here at Turkina. 7th in the New Zealand title chase just gone. They'll be looking for more in their CowperTruck Grasshopper. So here is Russell and Glenn Hall. They've seen that it can be done. There was a lot of speculation that no one would get to the end of the course. Well, Mitch Caldo proved us all wrong there. What can the Halls do? Once again, they've got plenty of time on their side. First attempt, not bad. Let's see if they can improve on that one. Not that time round. They'd be pretty happy with 600 points though, I would think. Yeah, that one not quite as good as well, but 600 points is still 600 points, and they've still got plenty of time to go again, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Oh, and that one's just about as good as their first attempt, so 600 points for the Halls. Locals from nearby Wanganui in a locally built truck are Scott Dixon and Michael Thompson. They finished 9th in the Nationals in their CowperTruck Rockin' Horse. So this is Scott Dixon. If you cast your mind back early on, he was leading the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. They're currently sitting in 7th place. They've had a few things not go their way. Let's see what they can do here. They open up with a 400 pointer. Can they go better than that? That one was a little bit short. You'd have to say that these trucks aren't exactly designed to do this, but they're putting a pretty good fist of it on for the huge crowd watching here. Midwest Helicopters bring it to you. Flight Path is the course. And they see them keeping away from the rut as the landing area for when the trucks come down again, because that court's got bigs out earlier on. Have a look at it as they have yet another attempt. Oh, and they've saved their best for last because that was 600 points. And now they're in time trouble. I don't think they're going to get time to have another go at it. Phil Cameron has been around the scene forever, and he and co-driver Todd Sharman finished 10th, making them the last of the seeded combos. They drive chaos. So this is Phil Cameron and Todd Sharman. And Phil has been around the scene for a long, long time. I don't know that he's ever experienced anything like this before. Oh, and they got so close to going over then. That was just past the balance point. But it's a good opening salvo for them. 400 points in their first attempt. Currently sitting in 10th place overall. Ooh, and that's much better. That's 600 points. And they're skating with disaster there as well, because that was going along on its side for a long, long time. Luckily for them, it came back on all four. Let's see what they can do with attempt number 3. Oh, and they just got hipped into that rut, and that slowed down their flight path just a little wee bit. So 600 points in the bank for Phil Cameron and Todd Sharman. They've got time to go again. And that one's not as good, so the 600 will stand. And now they're in a little bit of time trouble. If you have a look at the DPS timer, don't know that they'll get in another run. They're certainly going to attempt it. So 600 will be their score here on the Midwest Helicopters flight path. So if we have a look at the course scores, Mitch Caldo, the perfect 1,000 from Sam Thompson and Craig Potter. Overall, the situation has changed as well. Sam Thompson leapfrogs his good mate Scott Biggs and goes into the front. Mitch Caldo through in 3rd. Western Aggregate and Soil course number 11, Rock and Roll, has a lot packed into it. Quick decisions, often made on the fly, may see you under the time limit, but the final gates could prove to be your undoing. So first to go, it will be Neil Turner. Neil currently sits in 4th place. Now this, we've talked about it in our coverage, is about risk and reward. Can you make the gate or risk being in time trouble? We'll wait and see. So Neil Turner gets a perfect start, gets through gate number 1. You see the flags come up, gets through 2 easily enough as well. Turns on the top of the hill, got plenty of time on his side, gets through gate number 3. Lines up 4. A little bit of mud getting into the equation there as well. 5, oh, he's not going to do it on the first attempt. Now we concentrate on the DPS countdown because he might be in a bit of time trouble here. Goes right over the top of 6. I think he was trying to avoid the gate completely. And now heads towards 7. Once again, he has the second attempt at it. You can do that. You can back up on the course. Now he is in a bit of time trouble though. And this is where it gets really, really hard. Have a look at the off camber. They've got to climb through 8, 9 and 10. And he's going to run out of time in doing so. And he's going to tip it over as well. And just to get the trifecta, he gets the Suzuki tape. Here it is on the replay. This is where it started to go wrong. It just took too much time to get over 5. And then the coup de grace was lying it on its side through 8. Next to go, this is Barry. Scott Nicholson. Lines up gate number 1. Gets through. Oh, lands on gate number 2. Now there's a chance to redo 3, decides not to. Attacks 4 instead. Oh, and just hits 4 with the left rear. Now he attempts to step up through 5. Not going to make it on the first attempt. The Diesel Performance Solutions countdown. Straight over the top of 6. Now looks to clear 7, which he does, but now he's in real time trouble. 4, 3, 2, 1. He's going to time out on the most difficult part of the course, the rock and roll. Western Aggregates and Soil brings it to you. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. Nearly puts Barry into orbit. Now this is Smoky Joe. Now we've heard the tale of woe for Scott Biggs and Tom Bearswell. They're running virtually nil oil pressure. They've had their problems throughout the morning. They're back to 2nd place now. Sam Thompson overtook them in the previous course. They will need a near perfect run if they want to get back into the front. So far so good for Scott Biggs through 1 and 2. Through 3. Let's see what he can do here with 4. Safely over 4. Through 5 and now attempts 6. Not going to do it on the first attempt. Still 30 seconds to go on the Diesel Performance Solutions countdown. Good point so far for Scott Biggs, but he needs them if he wants to go back into the front. It's nip and tuck at the top between Sam Thompson and Scott Biggs. Oh, I tried a different approach to get around 6, but it didn't work. And he's clattered into it. Got through 7, and now he's in time trouble. Puta goes, and nah, he says, that's it, we're done. Just having a quick confab with the crew to get out of the situation. This is Sam Thompson, he's the current leader by the slimmest of margin. Puts on the shades, gets ready. His sister Caitlin sits alongside him. 500 points for Scott Biggs. So Sam Thompson will, 600 points for Scott Biggs. Sam Thompson will look to go better. Safely through 1. Plenty of air going, the clearance on 2. hits the brakes hard and then clears 3. Right up on the highest part of the off-camber to clear 4. Now he lines up 5 and 6. He's got time to do it. Have another attempt. Oh, and he's out of the line. He's going to back down. Oh, he stopped. No, he backs down onto 5. Still got time. Decides to miss out 6. Now he's decided he's going to go for 8. Gets 8. Now he's in time trouble. He's not going to get 9 or 10. And the hooter goes, and he's out of time. And Scott Biggs is ahead of him by 100 points on this course. Look at this. Stands the truck on the 10 to try and clear 6. This is Craig Potter and Mike Hill. This is a nitro truck. Craig is currently sitting in 9th place and on the journey now, on the downhill journey, following the blue line and ready to attack gate number 1, which he gets quite close to with the right rear, but gets through and gets through 2 as well. Flirted with disaster but got through 3 and now lines up 4, keeps it high up on the off camber, gets through 4. This is what's proven to be a problem, and they've decided to go over 5 to get 6, and they do it and they save time doing it. So that's what we talk about with risk and reward through 7 as well. Now they've got plenty of time on their side, but this test just got a whole lot harder. Western Aggregates and Soil bring it to you, an Auckland company. They sponsor the rally car at the front of the course as well. Oh, and they hit 10, and I think they got 9 too. But they get to the end of the course. Have a look at it here on the CowperTrucks replay on 2 wheels. You want to know how steep this course is? Have a look at that as they clip 10. Mitch Caldo next to go. Currently sitting in 3rd place. Remember, he was perfect on course number 11, the Bid West Helicopters flight path. This is course number 12 of 15. Western Aggregates and Soils brings it to you. Safely through 1. Now negotiates 2. Keeps the elevation to a minimum. Plenty of time left on the DPS countdown. Safety through 3 as well. Following the ruts on 4, gets through there too. Goes straight over 5 and clips 6 as well. Well, the plan was to sacrifice 5 to get 6, but he didn't manage to do it. Let's see how he goes with 7. Back of the truck slides around, but he goes through 7, quickly through 8. Now it gets a little bit tougher, and it gets even tougher for Mitch Caldo because he puts it on its roof and rolls it out onto the access road. Have a look at this on the CowperTrucks replay. Just got it with the right rear tyre and then went completely over and laid Mad Wolf on its roof. Well, this may take a little bit of recovery, but the crew are up for it, and look at that. Mad Wolf back on all 4 and ready to go again. This is Chris Gifford next to go. Currently in 5th equal. The Punisher is the track down the hill into and through gate 1 and gate 2 and safely through 3. Now he gets to negotiate gate 4 once again, high up on the banking there, and that works for 4. He goes through 5 in the first attempt and goes straight over 6. Now ready to negotiate 7. And he's stuck. He's bellied the truck. The Punisher's sending out some punishment here. They're not going to go any further. They're stuck on gate number 7. And they won't get credit for clearing it because the whole truck hasn't cleared the gate. So this is Grasshopper and the Halls. Concept Construction are the sponsors. Russell and Glenn Hall currently 5th equal with Chris Gifford. We've just seen Gifford get stuck on gate number 7. What can the Halls do? Look at the concentration on Russell's face as they work their way through 1. Feed some gas into the LS Chevy to get through 2 without too much problem at all. 3 is cleared as well. 4 got close with the right rear, but gets clearance. Decides to miss out 5, sacrifices 5 to get through 6, and gets through 6. Now he attacks gate number 7 and clears it. Now he lines up Grasshopper for... No, he doesn't. He decides to miss 8 to get a straight shot at 9. Clears 9. Is he going to get to 10? He's nearly down. He hits it with the left front, I should say. Oh, you wouldn't read about it. He made all the right decisions. He sacrificed when he needed to sacrifice. That's his clearance over 6 on the CowperTrucks replay. And he just clipped 10. Here it is here from a different angle. Watch the left front wheel. Just runs over the peg, and that cost him. Right, this is Scott Dixon. And Scott is with Michael Thompson. Michael is the brother of Sam and Caitlin. So they keep it in the family in 4x4 trucks. And Scott is safely through 1. Big dose of throttle to get a fair bit of elevation to get through 2. Makes it a little bit hard on himself. And he's bellied, I think. I think he's not going to come out of there. He's got plenty of time on his side, but he's not going any further. So clip 2, and he hasn't made it to 3. So that is not a good performance for Scott Dixon. They were 7th going in. They're going to drop down the order. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. Just clips 2 with the right-hand side of the truck. And then gets into the soft stuff and can't go any further. Phil Cameron, Todd Sharman next to go. The truck is chaos. And they've caused some chaos because they're back down in 10th place at the moment. They get the flag, away they go. 1 minute on the clock and counting. Keep an eye on the Elite Mechanical and Engineering scoreboard. You'll see how many gate clearances there are. 2 so far, so that's 200 valuable points for Phil Cameron. Safely through 3, negotiates 4 without any problems. What's he going to do with 5? Sacrifices 5 to get 6. Doesn't get 6. But now we'll line up 7, have a second attempt at 7. We're nearly backed into the Suzuki tape then. Oh, and that's gone over. That's a spectacular exit for Phil Cameron and Todd Sharman. Have a look at it here on the CowperTrucks replay. That's the way not to do it, and that put them offline for what was to come, and this was what was to come. Here it is from a different angle, and that's all she wrote for Phil Cameron on board. Right, this is the Wards. Fukin Buggy is the truck. Wire Rapid Diesel Services are the sponsor. I see there that Brent's got the amber lenses in the sunnies. Cut out the dust maybe. I've left the mud behind, that's for sure, but it hasn't got any easier here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. The Wards are safely through 1 and 2.
Going in the Wire Rapid Diesel Services.
Safely through 3. Lining up 4. And there's the dirt eroded. That one's become a little bit more easy. They sacrifice 5 to make 6, and that works. Safely through 7 as well. Time's on their side at the moment. Good point score too. They've decided, having some trouble. We had some trouble early on in the morning with the shifter on Fukin Buggy, and that cost them just a few seconds. They've decided to drive over 8 to make the straight line for 9 and 10, and they're not going to do it, I don't think, and now they're in time trouble as well. and they clip 10 on the way out. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. Have a look at this, a nonchalant arm movement there from Brent Ward, just a steady fucking buggy as they get to the end of their run. Brilliant stuff here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Have a look at this. So after course number 11, it's Craig Potter, Russell Hall and Brent Ward. Has that changed the situation overall? It has. Scott Biggs and Sam Thompson tied at the top of the table, and Mitch Caldo just 50 points out in third. Four-wheel drive bits race to the sky is our second speed event, and every second will count. Stay off the yellow pegs and pin it to win it is the winning strategy. 1,000 points for the fastest. So another speed event here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, and first to go will be Scott Nicholson in Barrie. Scout Collective Hairdressing are the sponsors, and this one, put the throttle to the floor and leave it there and stay off the yellow pegs, and so far so good for Scott Nicholson. You can see just how these trucks really do accelerate. The power to weight ratio must be pretty impressive. Coming back down towards the start now, around the four-wheel drive bits, 180 degree turn, and then we race for the sky. Up and over the top goes Scott Nicholson, and that time 37 dead sets the benchmark. Have a look at this on the CowperTrucks replay. Plenty of elevation, plenty of attitude for Barrie. Here it is from a different angle. Right, this is the clash at the top. First equal, Scott Biggs and Sam Thompson. This is Scott Biggs. Remember, they've got that oil pressure issue hanging over them. And I'll tell you what, if you want to test your oil pressure, you don't want to be hard on the throttle. But if you want to win this course, you've got to be hard on the throttle. It's a bit of a dilemma that Scott Biggs has got to contend with, and that's what he's going to do. He's one of those guys, though, that won't let you die wondering, and he is absolutely attacking this course. So down towards the start line he comes once again. You're right on board with Scott Biggs and Tom Bearswell. It's a real combination. Bearswell on the brakes, Scott Biggs on the gas. Well, he's known for high flight. Let's see what he can do here. Flying through the finish, 36 seconds dead. Now, keep that in the back of your mind, because Sam Thompson is next to go. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. Well, in years past, he's absolutely flown over the finish line here at Race to the Sky, and he's repeated the dose. Now, Sam Thompson, his sister Caitlin, sitting alongside him. First equal with his good mate Scott Biggs. He will get the flag and he'll be on the journey. The time to beat, 36 seconds dead. Can Sam Thompson do it? He'll break the drought if he can. He flies to the top of the course in next to no time at all. Interesting to note that all of the runners thus far have been perfect. None of them have hit the yellow pegs. If you hit the yellow pegs, you get a 10-second time penalty. This man cannot afford anything to go wrong. You're on board with him here as he rounds the peg, the four-wheel drive bits peg at the bottom end of the course, and now sets the high flying attitude of Nitro 1, and he runs a 34.90. He decimates the time of Scott Biggs. Wow, can anyone go better than 34.90? Will that make the difference and break the deadlock? Someone who's going to try and do that is Craig Potter. He's next on the line. 3NZ is the truck, Money Pit. Potter all concentration. There's a bit of a scowl on his face as he gets to the top end of the course. And there's no real urgency though. I think they might have maybe had a miscue there and gone a little bit wrong. They seem to take forever to clear that first peg. So down towards the start line they come once again. They're not in foul territory yet. They haven't clipped any pegs as they begin their approach to the big finish line jump. Craig Potter, all concentration as he launches Money Pit over the top. Oh, and I think they hit that last peg as they came down. You wouldn't read about it. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. Safety through 9 and straight over the top of 10. Right, this is a man that could have a say in the outcome. This is Mitch Caldo. And he's not messing around. He's hit the loud pedal. Goes straight to the top of the course in next to no time at all. Remember, you can't hit the pegs. If you hit the peg, that's a 10-second time penalty. That's what we just saw Craig Potter do. Haven't seen any mistakes yet from Mitch Caldo, and this looks quick. Down around the little S and then down toward the start line once again. Just runs it a little bit wide, flirting with the Suzuki tape. Doesn't hit it though. Now begins the approach to the flying finish, and gate number 10 clears gate number 10 safely. 35.26. That's the second fastest time we've seen. So this is Chris Gifford. Now he is only running two-wheel drive. Had a mishap with the Punisher. So that will, I'm sure, alter not only his approach but his times as well. Let's see how he does. Up to the top of the course he goes. Just overshot just a little bit, and that's going to cost him precious seconds. Have a look on the DPS timer this time round. 20 seconds passes as he goes through the S and then down towards the start line once again. And if that was a smile or a grimace on the face of Chris Gifford as he works around the four-wheel drive bits peg at the bottom of the course, and now begins the approach to the flying finish. Up to the top, and he's decided not to negotiate the jump, but he's going to go through to the finish line. That's going to cost him valuable time as well. 45.27 for the Punisher. Next to go, these are the Halls. Currently sitting in fifth out right now. They broke the drought on course number 11. Once again, have a look on the DPS timer. A bit of a measured approach there from Russell and Glenn as they work their way down to the S and then down into the bottom end of the course. And they once again just ran a little bit wide. Didn't affect them, didn't hit the Suzuki tapes or anything silly like that, and they get through with a completed run 36.84. Here it is on the CowperTrucks replay. A little bit of temperance used on the big jump there. So next to go, it will be Scott Dixon and Rockin' Horse. This is the CowperTruck, away they go. Four-wheel drive Brits bring you this one. Race to the Sky. It's a speed event, so it's against the watch. Fastest time so far, 34.9, and that was Sam Thompson. You ride with them here, looking into the face of Scott Dixon as he works his way down towards the start line once again. Round the four-wheel drive bits peg he will go. Oh, and he's just a little bit offline. Oh, and he clips 7. That's a 10-second penalty to Dixon as he begins his approach to the final gate. You'll see there that 37 will change to a 47, 10 seconds added on, and this is the reason why on the CowperTrucks replay. Got a little bit wide and clipped gate number 7. Brent Ward and Michael Ward next to go. And they are currently sitting back in 11th place. Away they go. Now we know this truck is fast. Supercharged LS Chevy under the bonnet. And these guys don't lack any bravery, and they've certainly been crowd pleasers. The father and son combination reached the top of the course. Looking for a clear run. Remember, if you hit any of the pegs, it's a 10-second time penalty. Just seen that from Scott Dixon. No problems thus far with the Wards. As they get round the bottom peg with no problem at all. Then they hit the loud pedal and straight over the top, plenty of air, and straight through gate number 10, 38.60. Now whether that moves them up or not, I'm not 100% sure. This is Neil Turner. Neil currently sits in 4th place, certainly in the argument, with 3 more courses to go to finished the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge for 2024. Safe to the top is Neil in hijinks. Wade Alexander is his navigator. You can see him working the individual brake levers as they come rocketing through the little S turn and then down towards the start line again. Once again, they just get a little bit wide, but they use that rut there like a berm in the motocross, and then up and over the top they go, and it is a 37.03 for Neil Turner. Here it is from a different angle, plenty of elevation. You see why these trucks have got so much suspension, and they use all of it. So having a look at the results from course 12, Sam Thompson quickest with the 1,000 point for Mitch Caldo and Scott Biggs. Now, has that changed the overall situation? It has. Sam Thompson now a clear leader from second equals Scott Biggs and Mitch Caldo.